that race when they're racing on the beach.
And then they hug.
Oh, the little half shirt.
Yeah.
The half shirt. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, he was like...
I've seen Apollo's been around more guys than his wife in all the movies. I'm just saying.
Hey everybody.
What up?
Welcome back to the Chorizo Bros. We are back at it again with Chris.
Yeah.
Stepping in for Jeremy. We are knocking out Rocky 3 today. We are continuing the Rocky saga.
Yep.
We've been doing piece by piece, and we've landed on 3. And next up is Rocky 4, of course. I think Chris liked both Rocky 1 and 2 a lot, and then this is a little bit of a departure from the first 2 movies. A lot different, right? So we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to give each of the Chorizo Bros a chance to do a very small 30-second review, and then we're going to go in all spoilers on Rocky 3. So if you haven't seen the movie, go out and watch it. Check them out. Yes, they're a little bit dated. They're a little bit cheesy.
Yeah.
But these are worth watching, and it's been pretty fun so far, I hope. Because I actually haven't gotten his opinion on this yet. And I'm pretty sure I know where you stand on some of it. And I know how I feel.
Yeah.
So who would like to go first on our little 30-second review?
Listen, I'll go first.
Yeah, all right, go first.
So, I'm going to rank it real quick. I'm going to give this like a 4, maybe a 3.5. You know what? 3.5. It's just like, well, I watched it again recently, and then we've been talking about it a little bit more. But recommend to people, of course, any Rocky movie, it's very motivational. I recommend it all the time to anybody. Of course, Rocky 1's my top favorite.
Yeah, Rocky 1's the best.
Yeah. So, but yes, I'll give it 3.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like a 6. 6 out of 10. I like
6 out of, we're gonna do 5 stars, and he goes
5 stars. Man? 5. You're gonna give
That's
it
why
5.
I thought you were confused about the 3. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 too. I'll give it a 3. 6 out of 10 is a 3 out of 5.
Let's stick with the 5.
Yeah.
Let's stick with the 5 stars. That was
5.
funny. I was like 6. What are you saying?
He's
like 6 out of 10.
This went above.
Was that on purpose?
No.
Oh, okay, I was like, if that was a joke, that was very funny. But it's funny either way. It was a joke. Okay, so you're giving it. You're giving it basically the same rating as him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was good. This first half is hard to sit through, but
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
The second half really killed it for me, and I was really happy that it ended that well.
Well, you recommend it to people?
Yeah. I think it's another essential part
Of the Rocky saga.
Sure.
Yeah.
Based on your experience watching the third movie, was it good enough that you want to continue watching these? You want to see where the saga goes, or are you getting burnt out on Rocky? Whatever answer is fine. We're gonna roll with whatever.
No,
you want to take a break from Rocky?
No.
Oh.
I kind of, after what I just watched, like a few hours ago.
He just watched it right before you got here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, let me tell them, I fell asleep during the first half. The first time we watched it, I fell asleep in the first half.
But you had you'd come from working, and as soon as when we're watching a movie and someone lays down sideways on the couch, you know they're done.
Yeah.
5 minutes in, they're about to fall asleep.
Sure, me.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, homeboy's out. I kept watching the movie, and I looked over, and homeboy just knocked the fuck out. But you came back and finished it.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to keep going?
Yes.
Sweet. You want to keep going with us? Watching the Rocky movies?
Yeah.
Okay. He's like,
No.
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
That's what I thought for a second.
Okay, so now that we've all given ours, well, I guess I should say mine. I guess I'm gonna land on a. Oh, this is gonna sound crazy. I'm gonna land on a 2.5 to 3. It is very, very in the middle. It is not great. It's not horrible. It is a serviceable movie. It is. It has some problems, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But it has some heart, some stuff that I really enjoyed. But yeah, overall, it's an average movie. Not my favorite in the series, but not my least favorite either in the series.
Yeah, because
there's one that's way worse than this. I know, dude.
Yeah,
so basically, if you're enjoying the Rocky movies, I think if you understand that the tone changes a little bit, and if you're okay with that being the case, then keep going, keep watching, because they do stray a little bit from him just being. It's not an underdog story at a certain point.
Correct. I think that's where I'm kind of like, okay, start becoming more him, becoming a little bit more wealthy.
Yeah, so there's a big difference between that. So we're gonna go ahead and dig into spoilers. I would like you to continue your point. We can keep talking about that.
Well, that's what I was like one thing I don't like is that he starts forgetting sort of his ways that he like. I'm under. Yeah, but hang on. Well, after he figures it out that his whole matches were been a lie, kind of kills his spirit. Like you can tell right away. Like this whole time, I'm thinking that was the world's champion, and you've been giving me average fighters. And I think that kind of like kills his momentum. Even when he gets the chingazos from what's his name, the guy he fights,
Clubber Lang.
Yeah, like you can tell by his way, like before he gets over it, he's like traumatized. Like man, like I've never fought someone this fucking experienced. Like,
go on.
Like,
I think there's multiple things happening, but yeah.
That's how I feel. Like I feel like
you're right, but I don't think that's what all that is.
Like I think that's what kills him. Like his whole fight was a lie, because it's always he bought the fighters that were okay. They were not great. Then he fights somebody that's great, and knowing that oh shit, my talent sucks compared to this.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, we've talked about the storytelling element of an unreliable narrator, right? So this is where a character, just because a character says something doesn't mean it's true. And I think that knowing how Mickey is as a character, he would say a harsh thing to Rocky. Yes, maybe he wasn't letting Clubber Lang fight him, but he doesn't necessarily mean that every fight he had was just an easy fight. That's how Rocky interprets it. And that's how Mickey says it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that these weren't decent fighters.
Well, I'm not saying they suck, but they're like if you know Rocky, when he tells Apollo Creed in the second one, like, "Hey, did you give me your fullest?"
Yeah.
Like he wants the best top players. Like he wants the fighters. I mean, he wants.
It would not have been worth it to him if he knew that Apollo was not trying hard. He would have felt disappointed if he knew Apollo wasn't fighting him and stuff.
I guess Mickey telling him this.
Oh yeah, that sucked.
Like I'm like fuck. Well, this whole time I haven't been fighting the greatest. I just been fighting average fighters.
What else happened?
Well, Mickey dies.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
Well, yeah.
That was his like father figure.
Correct. Yeah, I understand that, but I feel
so it's like a mixture of yes, what you're saying is true. He was sort of his pride was hurt. He was sort of reevaluating. It was like he was having a crisis.
Yeah, he was. He was having
because he was like, holy shit, everything that I thought I was earning, I don't feel like I really earned.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I've been doing is kind of a sham. That's how he feels. Yeah.
And that was all after he lost that fight, too. That was his breaking point right there.
Yep.
Yeah, because let's say he found that news out, but he won the fight.
Like he beats...
let's say he beat Clubber Lang the first time, and Mickey tells him, all the other fights you had... We kind of set him up. Clubber Lang wasn't lying. I've been keeping him at arm's length. I've been saying he can't fight you. I've been saying he can't fight you. Do you think that would have fucked him up still?
I think so too. I really
think
I would be mad.
I would be pissed.
Yeah, me too. Because like I told you, like how Rocky carries himself, he wants the greatest to go against him.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're the world champion, you want to fight the greatest.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Bring me the next contender who deserves this belt.
Yeah. How did you feel about Mr. T, Clubber Lang being our antagonist in this movie?
He's ridiculous.
Of course, yeah.
The only word I can really.
He's ridiculous.
He's
he's like a monster.
He's a beast.
He's the guy that just wants to fight everyone. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's just mad at everything. He just wants to win, beat him to number one.
Right.
That's what I feel like.
Well, I think his look is really good. I think like the design of the character and the actor, like he looks intimidating.
Yeah, he does.
Like Mr. T looks scary.
Kind of like a Mike Tyson, younger.
There is a vibe of Mike Tyson in him.
Do you know what I'm talking
about?
Like,
there really is. Yeah, young Mike Tyson is kind of
very
like the
aggressive,
vibe.
Angry, and he does a lot of body shots.
And it's just I don't know. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, he does. He's only if you looked at what his lines are throughout the movie. It's like the same three things. Like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna murder him. I'm gonna put him in the ground. It's like
I pity the fool.
Yeah. Oh man, when they threw the "I pity the fool" in there,
I did.
I cracked up.
Yeah.
I forgot he did that. And even if you watch that scene again, if you watch Rocky 3 and he gets to that point where he's talking shit on I think it's an interview on TV, right?
Yes, on TV.
And he goes, well, tell us what you're going to do with Rocky or whatever. He's like, well, blah, blah, blah. He's talking shit. He goes, and I pity the fool.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put him in the ground. It looks like he almost laughs.
Yeah.
It looks like he almost, because everyone knows that it's a joke.
Yeah.
That it's referring to the A-Team. And
Yeah,
his character
his
that says that's his line all the time. I pity the fool.
That's
So the fact that they threw it in and like even Mr. T couldn't keep it together. If you look, did you notice he look almost breaks?
I didn't notice.
He breaks character for like a second.
But I was waiting for the honestly the truth like
you were waiting for him to say it at some point.
So I was like, oh, there it is. I was like, there, I knew it.
Yeah.
He had to say it. It's just character, you know what I mean?
You would have been disappointed if he had come in and not said it.
Yeah.
You're like, you got Mr. T there and
didn't say the
didn't say I pity the fool. Okay, how do we feel about the song "Eye of the Tiger"?
I didn't mind it. I like this training montage a lot more than the last two.
Damn, this is my least favorite of the training montages. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I like the beginning, the opening scene. It was actually done pretty well. Because it's setting it up with that Eye of the Tiger song, right? And then it's the montage of him maintaining his championship, being the world champ, and then like intercutting with Mr. T training, and then Rocky can all of a sudden do commercials pretty well now.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, he's been
reading.
Right. Well, but
Yeah.
but it's like catching you up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sort of showing you like, hey, this is what he was. This is different. This is where he's at now. He's on Sesame Street. They show Rocky on Sesame Street first, and it's in the very beginning montage. Yeah. It's like that song is blaring.
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and apparently they wanted Sylvester Stallone because he wrote and directed this.
Correct.
So there's another aspect of this that's kind of like, is he losing his edge, or did he not have an assistant this time? Because there's definitely something missing here.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Right? But apparently, Sylvester Stallone wanted Queen's Another One Bites the Dust. Mm-hmm. They wanted that song instead, and I guess they got Survivor to come in and do Eye of the Tiger. I think Eye of the Tiger works better for this. Yes. I think Another One Bites the Dust would have been...
I was about to say that too. Apollo thinks so. And...
Fucking Apollo, dude. Come on, man. Favorite. We got the Eye of the Tiger.
He turned into my favorite.
Apollo Creed is like my favorite in this. Rocky is kind of I kind of am disappointed a little bit in Rocky in this, but I'm.
Remember, he's
there's something magnetic about Creed, where I'm like, dude, I want Apollo to train me. Yeah, I want him to hang. I want to hang out with him.
At you.
Yeah.
But Mickey did the same thing. I don't like Mickey anymore after.
Really?
After he said he was protecting him. I liked how Apollo
was
like,
I see what you mean.
What are you fucking doing, dude?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
Well, I mean, he was protecting them, bro. I mean, I understand that. Yeah. I understand that part too, but yes, like me, if I was a fighter, I would like to have the best challenger. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Him just kind of like, sort of like baby him, you know what I mean? Like, you can get light work. He's protecting them.
He says, I did it because I was protecting you. And even Adrian says, that was his job.
That's true.
So, like, you kind of understand, like, you know how, okay, you explained this to me, you and Jeremy explained this to me one time, where we were watching some Spurs games, some basketball game, and I was like, why do they keep timeouting? Like, why can't they just let the play run, let the thing go? And it's like, well, what they're trying to do is, you get a certain amount of timeouts, and you want to, if you can get in their head and make them mess up a shot, and then, then someone else gets the ball, and it's all this shit. I just wanted them to play the game through. And to find out that y'all are okay with watching that, and I'm like, can they just play the game normally?
Yeah. And
then to find out that Mickey was doing this, well, he's playing the game. He's keeping his champion at the top.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got you. Okay,
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
He's it's maybe I don't like watching basketball where constantly they're timing out to get an advantage somehow.
I get you.
But if you look at it because he tells him in Rocky 1, he goes, I didn't have no manager. And he's acting like a manager.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to keep you a millionaire with the belt. I'm doing what I can, even if it's something you thought was a little bit skeezy. It doesn't matter.
Of course, he didn't tell him that.
Well, right, but he's in his head. He's doing it, And coming from a shitty, crummy apartment, being a criminal, to being a millionaire and being able to take care of your family and not worry.
That's true.
He does owe a little bit of that concept to Mickey. If Mickey didn't train him in Rocky 1, he would not have gone the distance.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't.
So, I have a few notes here that I wanted to kind of go through. So there's one of the first things that Mr. T says is, "I live alone, I train alone." Now, that line can mean only what it says at face value, but what it's trying to show from a writing perspective is the juxtaposition between the two characters. So you got Mr. T coming in, and he's like, leave me alone, I train alone, I live alone. He even says it to the reporters later. He's like, "Get out of my room, I want to be alone, I want to be with myself." Even his guys are in the locker room with him, right? And then the juxtaposition is, well, Rocky has everybody backing him up.
I see what you mean.
He's got Paulie, he's got Mickey, he's got later Apollo, he's got his wife. And that ends up being the reason that he wins, because it's kind of Adrian's talk that gets him out of the slump he's in later on, and it's Apollo's training that shows him the advantages of training differently. He teaches him how to swim, or shows him, or uses swimming as a training exercise. He's got to grow muscles he didn't know he had. And
he also knows how to bob and weave. Finally,
he knows how to go. He knows how to go like this.
Oh my gosh!
It's a step up.
Fight.
Yeah,
it was good, right? Cause
it's the last fight's very good.
I was enjoying that fight,
and then
as opposed to him just getting hits.
I like how he brought him in to get worn out, because he took some of those power hits, and
you figure you start using his brain.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, now he's starting to become a fighter. He's starting to use his head.
Make him angry, make him use his energy.
And then he did, and he finally was able to knock him out.
He even goes against.
And think about it, now he's a skillful. He's a southpaw, and he can fight right. And I was all
that's why I want to see the next movie. I'm like,
oh man, the other one you got.
Growing up,
he just gets better. He just advances.
Growing up, Rocky IV was my favorite one.
Rocky IV.
Yeah, for some reason, when I was a kid, it was my favorite. But as I grew up, that changed. Okay, so did anyone else think that Stallone looks really different in this?
I noticed his face.
It looks more sharp, cleaner.
He looks different, right?
Yeah, he does. He's not. Well, I mean, think about it. They're trying to make him look as he has a little bit more wealth now, and he's able to take care of himself as when he was.
I don't know if he had plastic surgery.
Maybe
in between.
I mean,
Rocky 2 and Rocky 3. He looks different, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, they make him look lean, so maybe it's just that it's his his jawline and stuff showing a little bit more.
220 to 190 or something.
Right. But his face just looks really different.
I think it looks skinnier.
I feel like it's a combination of that and maybe some Hollywood plastic surgery, some touch-ups. I don't know. But Paulie calls it out, and I appreciated that, because in the very beginning when he gets him out of jail or whatever, he goes, "You fixed up your face," or "If you fixed your face up handsome," or he says some line like that, and he
does,
and it made me think two things. It's explaining why he looks the way he looks. And it's because they never mention his blind eye again.
No, they don't.
Remember in Rocky 2, they're like, how are you going to beat the champ? You can't see out of your eye.
Yeah.
So it's almost like maybe he did get some work done to help keep his eye open. Yeah, exactly. He would have been able to afford it. So that's what I was like, man, maybe that's where that an explanation.
Because he did have a little bit more droopy eyes.
I didn't notice.
You didn't think his face looked different?
Yeah, he looked more.
They definitely didn't mention the blind eye.
I didn't.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, he said the droopy eye. I didn't notice that.
He just looks droopy. He looks droopy.
He always does.
He looks a little droopy. Maybe they were like, "Hey, you're not as dumb no more. So stop looking like you're not paying attention."
Oh, you know that things you think of though, Paulie. Man, what did he do this movie?
He got arrested for breaking a pinball machine.
That's it.
He was bad, terrible this movie.
Didn't he become a coach too? Though wasn't he in the corner?
He was in the corner when Mickey was dying.
Oh, he's in the corner later on too.
Yeah,
he's still there.
He becomes part of
Apollo's the corner guy.
You know what's crazy?
but him and the trainer.
Well, no, he's there. Paulie's on the corner.
Yeah, Paulie's in the corner too.
Yeah, he's there.
And he spits on him.
He spits in the bucket. Yeah,
and it gets on him, and I saw it for a second. I was like, "Oh, Rocky did that a little bit on purpose." Because Paulie's a dick.
You are right. Yeah. Paulie wasn't really that big. This one.
Yeah, he's just like Well, Paulie's character is written poorly in every movie except the first one. Because it doesn't stay consistent. Remember, they turned him into a mobster in the second one?
The second one.
And now he's just wandering around being racist and...
Yeah.
And talking shit.
Like, openly, and Apollo's there, and he's like, I don't sweat you. He can't dance to this jungle bunny music. What does he say? He says some fucking racist shit. He says this jungle juice music, and he can't find, no colored fighter. I'm like, God damn, bro. You're going to say... Apollo can kick your ass, dude, at any moment. You're going to fucking say some shit like that.
But you know what the crazy thing? After I was like, how did Apollo lose the first round? How did he lose it all? I mean, how did Apollo lose in the first movie? Watching him train Rocky.
Well, Rocky had heart.
Well, also it was the end of Apollo Creed's career, kind of. Anyways, he was already kind of on the way out, So I think part of it is that he had been the champ for a while, and then this is.
And you can tell Apollo's still hungry.
Yeah, why is he done?
Yeah, exactly. You could tell he was still hungry.
He made his millions.
Fight again.
And he's like, you don't have that eye of the tiger no more. Like the hungriness.
Some of it's a bit dated and cheesy, but man, you're right, dude. Apollo's my favorite. Apollo was my favorite part of this movie.
This one is
I still love Rocky.
Well, yeah, Rocky's great, but yeah,
but in this movie, Apollo trains him. I mean, I just love, like I said, Rocky just gets a better skill, and Rocky just becomes that much greater.
Right, because he went.
But
to his worst.
Yeah.
He almost quit, for real. I feel like that was as close as he come to quit.
I think, being serious, I think he was already done, knowing that his whole career was protected. He never got to fight the greatest. And I think that's what he feels like shame, but I'm glad Adrian helped him.
Scared.
Yeah, because he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, the writing of this is worse. I think they wanted to explain that he had maintained the champion, because if you do a bare bones examination of what this story is, there's a good story there. A fighter who maintained his championship, and then he finds out that his trainer or his manager was keeping the best guys from him to protect him, and then he fights a battle he can't win, and then he comes back using the training from a previous rival, Apollo.
Yep.
His manager dies, his father figure dies. There's a good story in there. I just think the reason this is a 2.5 out of 5 for me is because it flubs every step of the way. Every time you want to feel like Rocky has heart, it doesn't feel like he does that much. They try to write it in, but it's hard to be like, I want to watch a cute scene with him and his kid, and you really get this. They didn't know what to do with the kid. There's no chemistry between him and the... Yeah. They were like, we're eat your Wheaties, and he's telling him some story about Goldilocks, and he's in a golf cart, and he's like, and thereby Goldilocks, there's a bear there, and I don't know how it ends. And you're like, that's the writing trying to make him seem relatable again, and it's like, nobody watching this movie lives in a fucking mansion, bro. You already lost all the working class normal dudes like the rest of us, and then all of a sudden they try to make him seem dumb again, but it's like, dude, you just did a commercial for Ferrari. It doesn't work. It's ham-fisted, it's clumsy, it's like
Rocky.
Damn it.
It's like he made the movie. And he did it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like,
It's
he
like
just
Rocky,
pawns the kid off, and then they fuck off and go to the West Coast. They go to California.
Explains why his son's the way he is when he gets older.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Don't give.
I know.
Anything to him.
If I were to rewatch this movie, I'm only watching the second half. That first half, I'm gonna skip through that.
Oh, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
I remember when
I thought that was cool.
I remember when he came out. He was like, "Is that supposed to be Hulk Hogan?" I was like, "That is Hulk Hogan." Thunder Lips.
Hulk Hogan came on in an interview or something. He has a beer now. It's called American's Beer. But anyways.
Oh, he has a. Oh, I think you said a beard.
No, a beer.
Like,
beer. Actually, beer.
A drink. Yeah.
Yeah. When he heard about Bud Light going down, he thought this was a perfect end to make an American beer. But anyways, they asked him a question. He's is Sylvester Stallone pretty tall? And he's all, not for me. He
looks tiny.
Yeah, he's all like, to me, he's very tiny.
Yeah.
And he's all like, I had to look down on him. I was like, I just imagine how tall he is then. Like, I never thought Hulk Hogan.
No, the wrestlers are huge. Dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, looking at Rocky, I was like, it's an average, height. When I saw Hulk Hogan next to him, I'm like, God.
Like, hey, he's Joseph's height.
Yeah. Right. It's like, I'm looking at
He looks
Joseph
tiny,
again.
yeah. No, But they didn't flub completely the friendly kind of jokey funny thing about Rocky that we like in the first two movies.
Yeah.
Because he has a line. Mickey says, "Nobody would do something like this for charity," and he goes, "Bob Hope would." I really thought that was a Rocky thing to say. I thought that was a pretty good line of his. It did seem pretty on point for the character.
Who's Bob Hope?
It was like a philanthropist.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really did like that Hulk Hogan scene. I don't know why.
It was really.
Because one, like when I was watching wrestling, like Hulk Hogan was like the legend in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
When I was watching,
he's
wrestling.
still.
Like I was
people
like,
know who he is now.
No, I mean yeah, they know, but I'm saying like his prime time, like when I was like, damn, Hulk Hogan's in the Rocky movie, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot. The Goldilocks thing I didn't like. So how did we feel? Because again, there's really weird stuff about this movie that just doesn't land. So when they're unveiling the Rocky statue, there's a marching band there, and what are they playing?
The Eye of the Tiger?
No, they're playing the Rocky theme song.
The Rocky theme song, yeah.
So in the movie, they're playing the song that we know as somebody watching the Rocky movies. People in that universe don't know what the Rocky theme song is.
I like that. It's like a fourth wall break.
It's a fourth wall break, and I didn't like it. I mean, I appreciate that you liked it, but I was like,
what?
So a fourth wall break is like, let's say that we're producing a show right now.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be in character and we're playing out a scene, and then somebody looks at the camera and says something to the audience. That's the fourth wall is open now. Because we're in a closed scene. It's like talking through the other side.
I got you.
It's like you're at a play or whatever, and you're talking like Deadpool does that.
I haven't seen Deadpool.
You've seen none of the Deadpools? That's crazy that I've seen Deadpool and you haven't seen Deadpool.
Oh, I've seen the first one.
He talks to the camera.
That's
a fourth wall break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get a look at this guy.
Yeah. Or he goes, we couldn't get Wolverine in this, or he says some bullshit. He's joking at the audience instead of being in the scene, and no one else can do it, right?
I see what you
mean. So it's a fourth wall break because how do they know what the movie theme song is?
I got you. Yes. Because they're living actual and real, like
in that universe.
Yes.
Why would they know that there's a movie about him and that there's a written composition of his music?
When he comes out of the ring, they don't play that song, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember what they play.
I don't think they do.
No, because it was a callback for us as an audience. But I was like, I kind of cringed at it a little bit.
I see what you mean. I get you now.
Yeah.
But how will they? Yeah, exactly. How will they know that? I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed that the first battle that he has with Mr. T, with Clubber, the sound effects, did you guys catch how different the sounds were when Rocky threw a punch and it landed? And then when Clubber hit him, the punch sound was more aggressive whenever Clubber, like the sound. Like if you had your eyes closed and you were listening, it's a little bit louder, it's a little bit crunchier whenever Clubber hits him, because it's trying to give you that sense through even the sound design.
Yeah. That he's destroyed.
You feel like he's breaking bones, or it just feels like a more powerful hit.
Yeah,
and you can hear it. You can hear it. Yeah. Because
cool.
I picked up on that. I was like, okay, yeah, because they both look strong, but even adding that psychological, like, his punches sound louder in the movie, it makes you feel like he's scarier, he's tougher.
Fuck him, he does. I mean.
So yeah, there was kind of one more thing that I wanted to bring up that I just thought was just a little bit interesting, but I wanted to hand it off to you guys as a quick, if you wanted to throw an idea in or something that you wanted to talk about the movie.
Chris is ready.
I want to hear.
It's not that special. So have we all seen the Christopher Nolan Batman movies?
What are those?
Is that the one with Bane and Joker, right?
Yeah, with Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and then The Dark Knight Rises, I think it's called.
I've seen them, yes.
Yeah, we saw the Bane one together.
Yeah. Too long ago. I don't remember.
So, the most recent one, Dark Knight Rises, is kind of a retelling of Rocky 3. The kind of the beats are a little bit the same. He fights Bane at the beginning.
Okay.
And loses.
And loses or breaks him.
And breaks him, and then
threw him in the freaking prison, right?
And then
yeah.
I mean that's not that's the movie we're talking about, but that doesn't happen in Rocky 3. But the concept that he fought somebody, lost, and then he has to have that conversation with Adrian later about fear. And she goes, fear is not so bad. That's how he gets out of the prison. Batman gets out of the prison. Is he goes, okay, I have to be okay with being afraid again. That's the only way you can get out. Is you have to be scared. You're not gonna fall. You're not gonna that you could fall. So it's through learning how to feel fear again is how he beats Bane the second time. So he comes out, fights Clubber Lang again, and he wins.
That's crazy.
So there's a little bit of a parallel there.
That's crazy. You picked that up, bro.
And it's just a fight movie. So a lot of fight movies have a similar thing. The comeback is it's a story. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. That was great. Yes.
No,
it's a comeback.
Rocky won.
But like how you're putting it, it really now I'm starting to see it together.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
there's some similarities.
He lost the first match. Yes, he needs to get over fear.
Yeah, the fear is a big. I mean, they say it. Adrian's like, what's actually happening? He's like, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And she's like, so what?
Yeah.
And then that's how he like gets over that hump of like, okay, I need to take training seriously.
And he does.
And then in the Batman movie, he takes the rope off. He's like, the only way you're going to be able to do it is if you don't wear the rope. Because you still think you can get saved. You have to think, I could die doing this. And that's how he gets out.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, there's a little bit of a similarity. And Hulk Hogan does the backbreak thing on him. I'm like, that was Bane. And I think that's what made me think about it. Was, when it's kind of, when Hulk Hogan picks him up and does that.
How did they just come back from that?
Because it's fake.
Yeah, I was about to say
Because it's obviously fake. No, these guys tear up their bodies, man.
Well, in real life,
these guys are in pain.
You might wouldn't be able to come back from that.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean.
They do. Those guys all become.
Yeah, but like they do in the movie, like, oh, let's just break his back, then we'll come back.
But remember, he does recover. He does him in the cave. Batman, right?
What are you?
Wherever they break someone's back.
Oh, it doesn't make sense
like,
in the.
It's like a video game.
In the Batman movie, in the Batman movie, it doesn't make sense that he has a guy punch his bone back in or something.
Yeah, like they're.
I don't know.
What?
There's some stupid shit.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it's bad. They hoist him up. Bruce Wayne, and the guy punches him in the back, and you're like,
true.
"That's gonna fix his
and
back."
He was like, "Yeah, I remember now." Yeah,
that's dumb. Whatever.
Ancient chiropractor.
Yeah. In the pits of a prison somewhere in fucking Sri Lanka. So I looked up when I was thinking like, why does Rocky look so different? And they discuss how lean he gets later on.
Yeah.
So
he was getting ready for Bravo.
his what it said was he undertook a very high protein diet, which consisted of small portions of oatmeal cookies made up of brown rice. And about 20 cups of coffee a day. And they said that's an incredibly dangerous diet. And you look at him and you go, yeah, that's like crazy shredded. That's like no salt.
That's why.
Because salt makes you retain water. And he wanted to look cut. So these guys do dangerous things to their bodies to look like that.
I heard a lot of actors go very
they do
far
crazy things.
Christian Bale.
There it is. Yeah, he was in The Machinist. This movie, The Machinist, and he was like, he's like 80 pounds. Yeah, it looks like scary, and you go, man, he really did that. It's crazy. There's another Batman thing. I think I'm with you on the first half. Is kind of, I think they just kind of flubbed the writing. I wish they had.
What do we do? What do we do? Rocky's got this kid.
Yeah, it was. It was like, we had to make her pregnant because honestly, if they were gonna keep doing these movies and they didn't know what to do with the kid, then she could have just got sick. They didn't have to have her pregnant if they weren't gonna know what to do with the kid.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I mean,
the kid might as well not even be in this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're right because this doesn't really have a lot of part in it. Or they didn't try to make it into the. Family.
It does say, maybe I should take that back because when they're having their argument in the beach,
he doesn't want to give it.
He says, back then, the first time I fought Creed, I didn't have anything to lose. Now I have you. Now I have the kid. Okay, maybe that's true, but still, just in terms of character, not the kid not being there, it felt a little bit weird.
I'm telling you, after getting those hits, he realized, like, man, like, I might be out of my league.
I mean, take a step back.
Yeah. I even liked the Mr. T training scenes.
when he was training Mr. T?
Yeah, remember when he had that bar with the ropes and he was like,
just.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill him.
That's how
I'm gonna bury him.
That would work.
So in his fighting
you have
style,
that mindset.
you like Rocky's new fighting style?
No, well, yeah, definitely. But I'm saying like Clubber Lang, Mr. T.
Mm-hmm.
He just had this mindset. He just needed to kill him, like need to beat him, no matter what.
That is why he won. Yeah.
That's why he won. That's how he became like ridiculously, but it worked.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like Mike. I'm telling you, he reminds me of Mike Tyson a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mike Tyson had that killer, like I'm gonna fuck you up, like. So, but you like I told you before. Remember I was saying like his skill gets better.
He looks way better.
Right, he does. Like
I know what it looks like. So when I watched him fight, like the movement right off the bat, all these jabs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and he always kept the hand up, and I was like, oh damn, bro, like.
I also didn't like the training scene right before the first fight, where he was at that gym.
That fancy one.
Oh my god, he was messing
around.
around.
I was irritated.
Yeah. That goes. That's the part kind of like where it kind of kills me. Like I'm like, man, he's starting to become spoiled now. Like,
it wasn't even like
that was the idea.
It wasn't even spoiled.
I mean, it was the idea.
It was how ridiculous it was. It wasn't even. In terms of a storytelling element, again, there is a good story in there. They just kind of flubbed it, right? That concept of him going to maybe like a high tech gym, or like just a very fancy gym, and there's, they could have made this look a certain way, where it was just not the crummy gym they came from. Yeah. This is a better version. Maybe it has like a valet in the front when they get there. Some bullshit. It didn't have to have bubbles and a band and ladies coming in and kissing him on the cheek. And then remember Adrian stares at you. Yeah, why would remember there's the one girl that wants to get an autograph.
Yeah.
And he's like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. And then in this one, she comes over and kisses him. And he's like, come on.
Or upgrade Mickey's gym. You know what I mean? The shit just upgraded. They have the money now.
So cool.
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, get a better
ring. When they revamped it.
Yeah. Like,
do they ever go back to the gym?
Oh, we don't want to ruin it for you. You gotta watch it.
You gotta watch him, yeah. Well, you're aware that he fights the Russian, right?
In the fourth movie?
Yeah.
I know that much. That's all.
Okay.
So you don't know anything that happens in Rocky 5?
Oh yeah, I don't even know what
the concept of 5 is.
Yeah. So
concept.
Okay.
I know what 6 is.
Rocky 4 is
the old man.
Yeah. Rocky 4 is pretty good. I am not gonna lie.
Rocky 4 is pretty bad. I think Rocky 4 is actually better than this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Really? Okay, well then.
Well, it's better. It's better than this one if you've already accepted that this is ridiculous now.
I hated Clubber Lang's character, but.
I like the vicious part. Like I like him.
Yeah, I liked him fighting somebody that was.
He's hungry.
Yeah. Just see when like I said, I'm gonna kill him.
It's very cartoony.
I see what you. I got.
Yeah, it is very cartoony. Oh, when he's like attacking everybody and then.
He kills Mickey. Yeah. He literally kills Mickey.
He kind of kills Mickey. Yeah.
Rocky didn't even say anything about it.
He kind of kills him.
He freaking bam, and then.
That's true, right? I mean, that's very true.
Yeah, I forget that's a thing. That
Rocky.
He like knocked into him, right? Or
that should have made him want to kill him.
Well, it did. That's I think part of the reason. I think he would have done better in the match had Mickey not gotten hurt right before.
Oh, I see.
Because his mind was elsewhere.
Just thinking about Mickey's.
I think he would have lost still because Clubber was just that dangerous. Yeah. But
he was that much hungrier than him.
Right, and that's what Apollo says.
A tiger.
A tiger, exactly.
But I think Rocky would have lasted a little bit longer had Mickey not gotten hurt.
No, you're right about that.
Because then even what Paulie goes, I ain't no trainer. And he's like, all right, I guess I got to go out there and do this thing. Where if Mickey was by the ring still, he might have been giving him a little, or he would have thrown in the towel maybe, and Rocky would have been pissed at that. But at least he would have not taken as much of a beating.
Well, you're right. Like he's behind his head. Like, is he okay? Is he alive?
Yeah, we forget that when we consider that he lost. That his head's elsewhere the whole time. Man. And then having him go to the funeral, Mickey's funeral, and then he's doing the Jewish prayers, and it was embarrassing, huh?
Kind of weird.
It would have been. I don't care that it was a Jewish funeral or whatever. It was weird having Stallone awkwardly
That's
go.
my man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, don't do that, dude. Why can't he just be there? Why does he have to do the? Why does he? Why do they have to have him? He can barely speak English sometimes, and they're gonna have him fucking do. What is it? What is it called? Yiddish.
I don't know.
Yiddish or Hebrew or whatever, old Hebrew.
I really don't know. I mean, but yeah, you're right.
I was like, I hated that. There were so many scenes where you just go, dude, what are you doing?
That's why the movie's like 3.5 to me, because it's like you were saying at the beginning.
3.5.
Yeah, I did say that in the
Went
beginning. No, I did say 3.5, didn't I?
I think you said 3.5.
Oh.
I believe I did.
I'm saying
2.5.
2.5
He
to
said
3. I said
2.5.
2.5.
Still.
So it comes back
The reason
enough.
why I give it the 5 is because towards the end, like, he learns how to fight. I love the new skill he has. And when they're racing on the beach.
And then they hug.
Oh, the little half shirt.
Yeah.
The half shirt. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, he was like...
I've seen Apollo's been around more guys than his wife in all the movies. I'm just saying. I wouldn't
You know,
be
you got it right,
surprised.
bro.
I would not be surprised.
Because every scene he is with a bunch of dudes.
All right, let's not do that.
I did like this trainer though.
Duke?
Trainer, yeah.
He tried. Oh, okay.
He was helping out.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they got the whole team.
Yeah,
Yeah, Duke is cool.
Yeah, he
I
is.
like Apollo's trainer.
Yeah, me too. I like
Yeah,
Duke. And
Duke's cool.
he's cool, bro. You're gonna like him more.
Yeah. Duke turns up. Duke turns up later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So, I think unless you guys have any big serious points, we're pretty close to the end. This was going to be a short video, anyways. The very end, when they have their secret match between Rocky and Creed.
Oh.
And it ends on the punch, and it goes ding. He goes ding,
And the
ding.
Lord.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of dancing around, and then, all right, man, all right, you're a little bit old, and they're talking shit to each other, and then it ends on that the impact. Who do you think won?
Apollo.
I would hope that Apollo won. I don't know if he did. I don't know.
You showed me everything
they're
you know.
sparring.
He goes, I showed you everything you know, not everything I know.
No,
or he says
exactly,
something.
yeah.
There's some good.
Apollo wins.
Either Apollo. Showed
In my head, Apollo wins.
Apollo either gave him a lesson, or like they. Yeah, that's all I can see now.
I think
That's all
Apollo
can think
won.
In the movie, Apollo's training with him also.
Yeah, I see it.
Yes.
They're next to each other the whole time, so
Yes.
it almost is like Duke. He's like getting in shape again too.
Yeah.
So they're both training kind of equally. I mean, yeah, Rocky's actually doing the fighting. He's actually doing the swimming, but they run together. They do all the sparring together. Yes. He's showing him how to do the footwork, and Apollo's actually exercising with him. Duke's maybe doing the timer stuff and whatever, but Apollo's in there training also. So in my head, Apollo won.
Yes. Of course.
I think it's cool either way.
Yes, Apollo.
I think it's cool either way, but in my head, Apollo won. Is that how you feel?
Well, I feel like they would leave it to us. So
Well, yeah, that's what we're discussing.
I don't think there was a winner because it's sparring. I don't feel like there should be a winner.
They both would have finished it out.
rematch.
Yeah, they would have finished it out as though.
So I feel like that was a match. Like I see
Well,
what you mean.
Who's gonna judge?
You're
Who's
right.
The judge?
You're right. You're
Well,
right.
what if
about
one knocks
that.
the other out? Then there doesn't.
Why
need
would
to
they
be.
want to do that to each other?
Listen, man, I agree.
That they're training. Well, I don't know.
I see. I get your point because there's no actual people watching.
Because they're friends
And
now.
there's- yeah.
I feel like they wouldn't want to knock each other out.
Nah, I think Creed still wants to knock him
That's
out.
Yeah, Creed wants to.
That's
He took
that's
away,
me.
he
That's
took
just me,
away
though.
his title, bro.
What's the point of doing it then?
Sparring. It's workout. It's
No,
training.
that's true.
Yeah, but then it doesn't matter if
It's
they're
more for
alone or
fun.
not. They're
It's for
doing it
fun.
alone because they're trying to prove something, and they're not trying to have anybody else. It's a personal thing, but it's a personal conversation between
I
them
see
two.
what you mean.
But
I get
that's
like friends,
just what I
not
think.
friends.
Because they left it to us to imagine. They didn't. She gave us an answer, so that's what I think. I don't know.
Okay, I guess the question is, if they did fight like it was real, who do you think would have won? Is that an acceptable way to ask you that question?
No, mate, no.
I got to make sure we fucking add some stipulations
If
in
they
there.
were just doing a rematch, I think Apollo would win. Yeah.
Apollo has to win. I think Apollo will win.
I think you could make an argument either way, but in my head, I like the idea that Apollo wins.
Think about it. Just remember, he trained him, but he didn't train him the fullest how he knows.
But also, Apollo already lost to him in the first movie.
Barely.
Yeah.
In the second
But
movie.
he wasn't. I don't know.
He did. He won in the first
The
movie.
only thing Rocky has is that he's a southpaw.
Well, I think because Rocky's
No,
the main.
he can take hits.
Rocky's the
Well,
main
that too,
character,
but-
so he would win. In the end.
Well, it ends. It ends before we see the match.
That's
Rocky
true. That's
Rocky
true.
will end up winning eventually. So
That is very true.
I don't know, but I think that last minute ending, like the match. Honestly, the match was cool, but like the ending of Apollo being like, "You owe me a favor." He's like, "What favor?" And then him being like, "I want to do this again." And they're friends now. That was the best part of the movie. Is that
Towards the end?
yeah, at the very end. Well, just it's my favorite part because it's just like that's the heart. The heart is their friendship. It's they've been warriors together. They've traded hits. They've taken each other to the extreme. He broke his fucking ribs. You know, he brought him back out. Apollo brought him out of a slump. Like, there's a complicated friendship here. A complicated professional relationship. There's a complicated rivalry.
why is it complicated?
It's complicated because in the first one, he doesn't take him seriously.
Well, it was, but now I think it's.
I'm talking about the entirety of it. They have a history.
Like
they have
history
they
of
have
friendship.
they have
Yeah.
it's been up and down and rivals and hating him, and remember how angry he was in the second one. Making a campaign of
Yeah, the second one.
of making fun of him, being like, "I'll be the bad guy. He's the Italian chicken," you know, whatever. Like, he was like, "Fuck it, I'll be the bad guy." So yeah, their relationship is complicated, and he never let it go the whole time. Because that's how it ends. Is he goes, I lied. Let me get another shot. Apollo's a complicated guy.
Yeah, he's a hungry man. He wants his title back. Like, I lost against this guy who's pretty average. Of course, he wants his rematch.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a close fight. They both got knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky barely won.
And Rocky barely
2.
got up too.
Right.
So
But he'll always win.
I think Apollo. Yeah, you're right because it's his movie.
No, because that's just Rocky. That's. Well, yeah, and it's a movie.
Yeah.
But it's just his character. He will always come back because he doesn't quit. Because he can't. I mean, like, whatever happens, he's gonna get pushed back in there by somebody.
I mean, Apollo has the same attitude too.
But he gave up at the end of the. He was an announcer.
I really liked. I don't know. I think Carl Weathers is just so goddamn charismatic. I really like him. I really like him as an actor. He was just cool when he's on screen, and then Clubber mouths off at him. Remember when he gets in the ring, and he's like, he goes over there to say hi, and he was shocked that Clubber acted like an asshole to him. He was going over there to be like, "Hey man, nice to meet you."
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
man,
you try to be nice.
I've seen some of your fights. You did, do a good job out there. He was just gonna say something cool, and then Clubber's like, "Get the fuck out of here, has been." And he goes over and he's like, "Beat the shit out of this motherfucker."
Yeah. Like, whoop his ass.
Yeah. Whoop his ass. I'll help you.
You're probably right. He lost his disrespect. Like, I was like, hey,
He didn't
man.
give
Like,
you a chance to even consider Clubber a good guy at all. You can't side with him on any at all.
Yeah. Do you think that was a mistake from a writing standpoint? Did you want to see?
I wanted to see
redeeming qualities,
or I wanted to see how he got that way. Like, oh, he was an orphan. I don't know. His parents abused him, and now he just needs this.
He
win.
really, to me, comes off like a character of Tyson, of Mike Tyson. Like, coming from a struggle family. Mike Tyson didn't have a great life.
Yeah, but without all the behind, no history. He I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, I get
No
you.
matter
Yeah, let go of the Tyson comparison for a second. I know what you're saying. Think about it like that. Like, this character, don't think about him as Tyson.
Yeah, it's just like so.
There's nothing to him. He's one-dimensional. Because at least in
hungry, he wants to beat the champion.
That's all. That's one thing. That's still just one thing.
I feel like
you can describe it in different ways, but it's still one thing.
He just wants to hurt.
He's angry and he wants to win. That's it. There is nothing else. You
That's
don't
true.
see redeeming qualities.
And even at the end, you don't see like, oh man, I should have.
Because this was a short movie. This is a pretty short movie.
Yeah, it is.
They could have taken the couple of the 30 seconds with his kid being there,
Yeah,
and them showing like a conversation that Mr. T has with one of his trainers or something, and they go,
I see what
you know,
you
maybe
mean.
he has a special
the
relationship
trainer's
with one
like-
of his trainer,
I
and
get
he's
you, I
like,
get you, okay.
he's like, man, you always had my back. You got me out of prison or whatever, and
Kind of like a backstory, a little bit.
Something.
Don't
A
get
little-
too close to me, you fucking trainer.
Yeah,
or there's some reason why he's angry.
the way, okay, I got you. I got you.
You know, maybe the trainer tells him like, or we see what Mickey explains to him. We see that he tried to talk to Rocky and give him a shot over and over, and he keeps getting snubbed. So then he gets pissed. He's like, "Come on, like my stats are good. Why do you guys?"
I got you.
And then you see maybe multiple
you're not giving
attempts,
me a chance. Yeah.
and he's like, "Listen, you know, okay, hey, what we got to do? You're gonna be the bad guy now. Goat him out, piss him off,
I got you.
make a pass at his wife in front of him.
Yeah, I see. What
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would have been cool. I would have been like, okay, all right, that makes sense.
That's why he's all pissed off,
And
and Mickey
then-
won't ever give him the
Yeah,
challenger.
Yeah.
I got you.
yeah.
why'd you
That-
go
they
now?
could have shown a 2-minute scene.
That
of
is true. I mean, because that's all he is. He's a violent guy.
Yeah, they don't show.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't
I
have
wonder
a
what happened to
he-
the writers.
Stallone. I mean, he just maybe it's a
budget
reflection. No, what you mean? Like they didn't have enough?
Probably.
This movie, they really had a budget.
Ooh, that's crazy. And they make
Did you look at it? They had Hulk Hogan there. They got Mr. T there.
That's true. That all those act. Yeah.
They
That's
had-
all the budget. Bye.
Yeah, there's a
There's
lot.
Mr. T.
They got they
Okay.
paid Survivor to make a song. Like
That's true.
they had a marching band in his gym. Like, what do you mean budget, bro? They paid
Well, I
so
don't
much
know.
money
I'm
to make
just
this
wondering,
fucking movie.
like, why was so
It was a lot of money.
No, I think
but horrible.
it was a reflection of who Stallone was. Also, I think because at that point he wasn't just trying to make it work in Hollywood. He's a star at that point. Also, this is a little bit of a reflection of Sylvester Stallone's journey, and he's like, oh,
I
maybe
see.
I forgot where I came from a little bit. Also,
That's crazy.
I never thought of that.
yeah, because he was a nobody
Because
when
he started
Rocky
to
came
grow
out,
with Rocky.
and then he was able, you know,
That's crazy. Okay, yeah, I see that.
maybe he really did get plastic surgery or something.
To look
I'm not saying he did. I don't know, but you know,
Maybe he did went on that carve thing or whatever he did to look that lean and
yeah.
Or maybe 20 cups of coffee.
20 cups of coffee.
20 cups of coffee is
And
crazy.
oatmeal cookies.
Damn, bro, that's
Oatmeal cookies with brown rice.
Well, brown rice. Golly.
All right, I think
Yeah.
I think that's it for us, guys. Right? I think we're pretty close
Yeah,
to the
we're
end.
pretty
Unless you
good.
guys want to make any points, I think we're very close to the end here.
I'm ready for next Rocky.
Are you ready for the
Yeah.
next Rocky?
Who's ready for next Rocky?
All right. I think on that note, you guys, we're gonna get out of here. Do you want to do Rocky 4 next, or do you want to take a break, do maybe another movie with us, and then go back to Rocky at some point, or do you want to just keep going? We'll talk about it off screen. Well, but that's something to consider. We're not married to the idea of continuing just doing Rockies.
don't know.
I don't want you to get
Either
burnt
way.
out on it. But if you just want to see the end of the story, then we'll keep going.
There's like 6 more.
There's 6 more.
There's still a lot more to go.
So
I can't hold myself.
So we're gonna talk about that off screen here. Myself and Jeremy are the 3 of us. When we get back together, it's gonna be Jurassic Park.
Oh man! I can't
And
wait.
holy shit, I don't know. We'll save most of the conversation for when we start. But I'm really liking it. So
There's dinosaurs.
spoiler alert. There's dinosaurs. I really liked the book. Whatever. That's as much as I'll say. That's as much as I'll say. No spoilers.
Yeah.
I really like the book. Jurassic Park's great. So Jurassic Park, and then whenever me and Jeremy are back at it, and we might bring some new content. I might do a book review. We're gonna bring some more stuff your way, you guys.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Hopefully we can have all 4 of us one time.
Will somebody be dressed up as a dinosaur?
Does somebody want to buy us a dinosaur costume? We're gonna get out of here, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
We'll see you guys soon. Like and subscribe.
Yes, please.